Shalom, Israel. Grand Rising. Yes, okay. Coming to y'all about this corona. Sharing with y'all. Okay. If you understand the scriptures, most of us in Israel, we understand what the Most High said in the scriptures about the plagues that's going to be coming upon the other nations, European, Asian, etc. And here we are with corona. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a very good understanding that there's one people out here who create these situations. Same people that put smallpox in nations of people's blankets, the same ones that bomb Wall Street using the National Guard for people trying to defend their property. I don't trust them. But nevertheless, if you understand, this is their plagues. We can't kumbaya. This is a form of the Most High telling us to separate ourselves from those nations that we are under at these times. If you want to understand that, you're going to clearly find out, man, this ain't the time to be not believing. Okay. I was watching Dr. Oz today. And he was going into some whole thing about plastic surgery and questions that wasn't answering nothing. They were asking questions about this corona thing, right? And his whole thing, this is how you know that the media is involved with it, because him being a doctor, how he don't know what I'm about to share with y'all, that there's a cure for corona virus. This is a message from us, for us in this world, to remove ourselves from these heathens. We're not supposed to do as they do, follow them, etc. In a time of going through these plagues, curses, etc., they are to endure on their own the same way we endured through ours in Deuteronomy. No, none of the other nations held our hand for compassion, understanding, or plight to curb our curses or punishments. These are plagues upon them. Now, check this out. Now, I'm going to share this. It's got a cartoon on it for about 25, 30 seconds or something like that. Ignore the Simpson commercial. The real information from the real doctors is going to come on immediately after that. So don't get thrown off by the Simpsons cartoon. They're just clearly showing you that they know and they've been mocking you.
I'd like to call to order this secret conclave of America's media empires. We're here to come up with the next phony baloney crisis to put Americans back where they belong, in dark rooms glued to their televisions, too terrified to skip the commercials.
Well, I think...
NBC, you are here to listen and not speak. I think we should go with a good old-fashioned public health scare.
A new disease. No one's immune. It's like the summer of the shark, except instead of a shark, it's an epidemic. And instead of summer, it's all the time.
That is
Now, I hate to be the guy who derails what everybody else loves.
He loves being that guy.
But, Janice, we do have standards. This can't be a made-up disease. The only moral thing to do is release a deadly virus into the general public.
We do have something we've been holding on to, but it hasn't been tested. Get over here, NBC.
Well, we certainly believe in testing, but wow.
But this virus has an Achilles heel, an exploitable vulnerability that is shared by most upper respiratory viruses and all other known coronaviruses. They are remarkably fragile. Though they can survive easily for weeks or even months at temperatures near or below freezing, these viruses die within just a few minutes when exposed to higher air temperatures. Their aversion to heat forces coronaviruses to live and reproduce only within the coolest parts of the body, usually inside the epithelial cells that line our inner nose and sinus cavities. Because these sinuses are located just behind the cheeks and nostrils and around the eye sockets, these cavities are often nearly as cool as the outside air we breathe, at least during the colder months of the year. But when outside temperatures rise, so do our sinus temperatures. Once it gets too warm in there for these viruses to reproduce, they die and quickly disappear. Numerous laboratory studies by leading virologists show that coronavirus is easily killed in less than 15 minutes at just 56 degrees Celsius or 133 degrees Fahrenheit. As they slowly heated the virus in the lab, scientists observed the outer viral membrane begin to rupture, and within minutes, it fatally collapsed, unrecognizable, and incapable of causing any further infection. The very same process could be used with patients by simply raising their sinuses above the kill temperature. The virus dies, symptoms and infectivity stop, and the outbreak is over. This is remarkably easy to do without harm or risk by simply breathing in hot air. Suddenly, the coolest part of the body becomes the warmest part of the body, and any invading viruses almost literally melt. And millions of people walk into saunas every day with temperatures far above this. Breathing deeply for just a few minutes in any of these hot locations will kill a high percentage of any coronavirus that happens to be invading the upper respiratory system. And a second or third exposure, about an hour apart, will kill the rest.
Okay. Now, we all know the children of Israel are tropical people. We're not cave dwellers. A lot of people in their work environment and in their homes, they're not I'm speaking of people of the other nations. They keep their temperature thermostats on 62, 65 degrees. Dwellings for this type of thing. Our people are tropical people. We like heat. We like to be warm. And you got these basketball stars, these actors. You know, I don't trust nobody in Hollywood or Washington right now being a spokesman, being black spokesman for this disease and saying that this and that. Yes, we can be affected by it, but you must understand, we must remove ourselves from them. We're not to do as them, follow them, believe their science, none of this. All these people coming down with it, they around the heathen. We're supposed to remove ourselves from the heathen. If you amongst them, yes, you would get it. The same way if you believing on their gods. This is the way the Most High wrote it. I'm sharing this with a lot of people, and some of them Israel and some of them not, meaning by nationality or of not believing they're Israel and not Israel. And a lot of them are upset and call themselves mad with the so-called understanding of this is God's doing. I'm grateful that the Most High didn't make me into a frog or a rock. Yes, I have to go through this situation and to know that the outcome that he chose of certain people, I'm grateful for that. And yes, I'm grateful that I have to go through this and endure, because in the end, this kingdom was given to the heathens for a few generations, which is coming to an end. Esau is the end of the world, for Jacob is the beginning. Now, if you don't understand that, if that don't make sense to you, you steady in denial, this ain't for you. At the end of the day, the same as in the days of Noah, there were the believers and the non-believers. You had people that survived and those that didn't. I want to be of the generation that survived this rip of what's going on as far as prophecy in the Bible. I didn't come all this way for my blood to be the blood seed that survived captivity via slave ship, to come all this way to fail to follow man in this world and the heathen as we're commanded not to do. So with this understanding, I'm simply stating, there you go, got a makeshift stand in. I'm simply stating what they're not sharing, and it's a reason behind it, whether it's for the election, regardless. We ain't got a dog in this fight anyway. They're using this as a future excuse. Oh, Trump won again because, you know, what was going on with Corona, and a lot of people didn't get out and vote. They looking for excuses to cover lies that they already created. You know, nevertheless, we don't have a dog in that fight. At the end of the day, if you want to continue to follow this world and the lies and